Two teams with identical resumes match up in the sectional finals tomorrow night. Lowell is no slouch when it comes to offense. Running back Joe Hewer and quarterback Riley Bank and their defense are responsible for Lowell winning 6 games in a row. That last loss, though, came to Hobart during Week 5 of the season, something Lowell hopes to avenge tonight at the Inferno. So many high school football players had a tough time on the field last week during Week 1 of the sectionals. One guy who didn't runs the football for you, and you guys picked up a nice win against Gary Westside.
Yeah, I mean, Joey, he ran the ball well, and the guys up front did their job and gave him some lanes and gave him some creases, and, Joey's able to keep his feet and take advantage of the holes when we got them.
Let's talk about that offensive line. Obviously, they've been doing a pretty good job for you to get you this far.
You know what, they've improved quite a bit, and, that's our goal around here, is improve from Week 1 to Week 10, Week 11, and it seems like every year we're replacing 4 or 5 offensive linemen, and it just takes a while for those guys to gel and come together and find their footing, and right now they're playing really well and leading us on Friday nights.
Now let's talk about your opponent coming up, a team you faced before, the Hobart Breakies. This time, it's a whole nother ball game. Winner goes home. Winner keeps playing, loser goes home. Your thoughts on the Breakies?
You know what, they're coached well. Craig does a great job with them. They got a great staff up there. They got a little mojo going still from last year, and it's going to be a great battle. It's going to come down to who's gotten better since Week 5, who wants to keep going, who wants to keep playing. But we know we're going to have to play mistake-free football and keep the ball out of Trey Gibson's hands and keep it in our running backs' hands for us to have a chance.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about what you need to do to fight off Hobart and turn the results around from what happened in the regular season.
Well, we got to find a way to put some points on the board. Last time we played them, we were able to gain a lot of yardage. We won time of possession. All that coach speak, all those things that you want to do, we just didn't put points on the board. So we got to put points on the board when we get an opportunity, and our defense has to tighten up and slow down that potent Hobart offense.
Thanks a lot for the time, buddy.
Thanks for coming out and everything you do for high school football in the area.
Hobart showcases running back Trey Gibson, quarterback Noah Ehrlich, and one of the best defenses in the region, all of which has led the Brickies to wins over Lowell this year and in last year's sectional final, something the Bricks hope to continue tomorrow night. Okay, Coach, I'm just going to stick my neck out and say you had a great offensive game last week against East Chicago.
Yeah, I think the past couple of weeks our offensive production has been where we wanted to be. We did a couple new things out there. I think last week, especially in the weather, we wanted to see if we could throw the ball, and we were able to do that. Pretty successfully. Noah was 8 for 10. We didn't throw for a ton of yards, but he was able to handle the weather and throw the ball in the wind and the rain. So we were pleased seeing that.
And let's talk about Noah, because we talked about this on radio last week. About 5 or 6 contenders are all working with underclassmen quarterbacks. You have the ultimate underclassman. He's a freshman, yet Noah's getting it done.
Well, I think you look at Noah, we knew going into the year that he was going to be a good player for us. I think the question with Noah at the beginning of the year was he going to be able to handle the mental aspect of playing varsity football. We knew that he had all the tools, but he's shown so much growth and so much maturity this year as a freshman, and has really allowed us to expand what we're doing offensively. So I'm proud. It couldn't be any more proud of him than I am, and he's really been a true fixture in our offense this year.
Needless to say, the running game's running pretty nicely as well.
Yeah, you with the addition of Trey coming over and getting him, and we talked with one of the reporters in the newspaper that none of that's, you can't do any of that without an offensive line. So our offensive line has been very productive this year. We knew that was going to be the case with bringing 4 of the 5 starters back from last year's team. So they've done a heck of a job opening up holes for Trey and keeping Noah clean.
Last week we dealt with a revenge motive type game. This week the same thing. You beat Lowell early this year, beat them in the playoffs last season. Still, that's a pretty darn good football team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Anytime we play Lowell, you look at last year's sectional championship game was 10-7. So, we're expecting the same type of game. Keith, I respect that, Keith Kilmer and his staff. We respect them. We respect what they do down there. We respect their players. So we know that it's going to be a battle. It's always hard to beat a good team twice. It's going to boil down to the team. I told the guys yesterday, it's going to boil down to the team that makes the fewest mistakes and has the fewest turnovers.
Thanks for the time, buddy. Good luck Friday.
Thanks so much. Appreciate you.
Joe and Wayne, it's going to be tough picking this game. Both teams have excellent lines on both sides of the ball. Both teams have outstanding running games. Both teams have quarterbacks who came out of nowhere this year to become major players on their respective teams. Good luck with that one, guys, because that's going to be one heck of a football game coming up tomorrow night. P.S. Who you got?